right, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, hello everybody. It's your good friend Pozzible here, and with today, you'll notice that I'm a day late and $1 short for my movie review of Les Miserables. I'm just going to call it Les Mis from now on because I really can't do the title justice, unfortunately. And yes, I am a little late on my review of this since it did come out way back in 2012 of December, and now only in the beginning of February am I reviewing it. Sorry, it's been really busy, just haven't gotten around to it. This is one of those movies I really couldn't see by myself. I had to bring the whole family to go see it, and we absolutely loved it. How could you resist such a movie as this? Les Miserables is a Broadway favorite. It's been on Broadway for a long, long time now, and there's no doubt why. The song choices are incredible, the story is incredible, the acting, top-notch. There's nothing that you cannot like about this movie. It's just that good. It's kind of hard to follow. At first, I will give it that. It was hard to get into the whole everybody's singing the whole time. They're really not going to talk and give you a plot. And it feels like it's a little disjointed, like they left some things out. Like in 1 minute, there's this one person who walks in and says, "Hey, somebody's dead." And everyone's like, "Well, man, that's our rally cry. That's going to help us with our cause." And it's like, great, who was this guy? And why do we care that he died or not? But regardless, he was a minor character anyway. You know, this is a story that I have to admit, one reason why I liked it is because I had no background with this story whatsoever. I had no idea who this Jean guy was, who Fontaine was, and who her child was, Constantine, something like that. And but I knew that it was a story about this guy who stole bread, and this police officer is after him. Actually, just to give you a little bit more background about what actually happens in the show, it starts off with his parole, Jean Dijon is, that's not his name, but it's Jean something. He finally gets paroled. And it shows you how people were treated once they were paroled and what a rough life they have. Hugh Jackman does a great job of becoming this monster of a man, somebody who you would never believe was even a human being or could be a human being ever again. It wasn't until some kindly priest brings him in that he finds his humanity again and wants to be a good person. He decides not only to follow that dream, but to do so by destroying his papers and, giving up the idea of parole, much to the dismay of the current magistrate, played by Russell Crowe, who pursues him relentlessly. You have a fugitive idea, but at one point, you gotta remember, this was not the 21st century. There was no internet, there were no photos. All a person has is their memory. So when they first meet, when Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman first meet, Russell Crowe does not recognize him, even though Hugh Jackman more than recognizes him. Grant you, Hugh Jackman's character has changed considerably, considering what he was like when him and Russell Crowe first met. The movie also stars a very talented and very lovely Anne Hathaway as Fontaine, who works at Hugh Jackman's factory, Jean's factory, for a short time, but then some accusations fly and she's forced into prostitution. That's when Hugh Jackman's character Jean turns over a new leaf, decides to help her daughter, and at the same time has to run away from Russell Crowe, who has put the pieces together and now realizes who this guy really is. That's part one. Part two takes place during the beginning of the French Revolution, where the kids decide, hey, we're going to stand up for our rights. We're going to, take back the city. And this is 8 years after the event. It's amazing the amount of time that has passed and the things that have occurred since then. That being the case, again, a lot of singing, a very powerful story. This is not a see it, guys. This is a must see it of the year. I will have to admit one more thing. I've named off a lot of people who did a great job, but the one person I have not named yet, the one person who stole the movie for me, Samantha Barker. Samantha Barker plays an older version of the young lady you're going to see soon, and she is just excellent in that role. It's amazing the character she plays, but she has a lot of experience playing that character also, so to keep that in mind. It's not like she's not familiar with that character. Great singing, great acting, great dancing, great effects. You really have a feeling that you're there, and you have a really feeling for what Les Mis is supposed to be. So if you haven't yet, and you're like me, you put that off, don't put it off any further. See it. In the meantime, that's all for now, kids. Thank you so much for sticking by. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the theaters.